on the Edge with April Mahoney brains. Here, this is the place where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Welcome home, brains.
Coming to you straight from San Diego, California. Let's welcome our host, April Mahoney.
2007. The reason I got into it was I was really bad at relationships. I failed it a lot, but I always had, especially my female friends, always asking me for advice on that. And I'm like, why are you asking me? But the advice I would give them was always really good advice, and it'd always work out for them. And I had a good friend of mine sort of say to me, why aren't you doing this for a living? And I'm like, because I'm not very good at it. And they're like, no, you're great at it. Maybe you're just not doing it with you. So I then decided to do some personal development myself for a couple of years. I studied with the coaching background and so forth, a little bit of NLP and stuff like that, and discovered that at the time I was a bit of a commitment phobe, and that was the reason why. And it led back to my childhood. When I grew up, I moved around a lot and stuff. And then went, okay, so I did the study and started from there. And ever since then, I've just been working with people when it comes to relationships. And even at the moment, it's not just couples relationships, but I'm dealing with a lot of people that I've just found over the last 6 months, especially Christmas, New Year, the amount of people that have separated, especially long-term relationships that have separated. So a lot of people are now at the point where I'm working with them in the relationship with themselves so they can move forward from there.
Okay, now, Richard, let me ask you something. Let me clarify. Because you got a lot of $25 terms, what I call them, big $25 terms, commitment phobe, relationship. I need you to, color in the white spaces. What do you mean by relationship? Do you mean engaging? Do you mean communicating? Do you mean love? Do you mean sexual? Do you mean mental? It's huge. That's the first question. The second question is, when you say commitment phobe, was that only to love, or what does that look like in your world when you're coaching people through something?
Well, commitment phobe usually is someone that will get a relationship and then virtually sabotage it. And a lot of the times they won't even know. It's a subconscious thing where they'll get someone and then they will start to do things to ruin the relationship. It's like they're looking for faults. They're looking for, sometimes I had a client recently who's really bad. They would always be looking for arguments. They'd be looking for things to argue about, and they don't know why. They had no idea what was causing it, why they were doing it. And even when it was suggested to them, they would sort of go, well, why am I doing this? So
okay,
we
but
look
does
through
it make
it.
you the subject matter expert?
Sorry?
Just asking, how does that make you the subject matter expert?
Well,
I'm making it right. I'm just tossing it out there.
No. Through my study, I'm trained in understanding human behavior, and you can train all you like, but you've also got to experience it as well. And because I come from that, I get an understanding of how that works.
Have you ever been married?
Sorry?
Have you ever been married?
No, we were engaged. I've actually just separated only 5 months ago. We've been together 7.5 years. But
okay, so and I ask you this out of love. This is the conversation. But you coach people in relationships.
Yes.
How to get it together.
Yep.
Not because yours, whatever happened, but did you learn something very valuable from that relationship and from that breakup?
Yes.
Did that make you grow? Did that make you grow inside?
Yes.
Did you find a new appreciation for love and commitment and what that looks like?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, very much so. I mean, we still talk. We still communicate. She's moved to another state and so forth, but we still talk on a regular basis. And this has been something that, it was up until this relationship. This is my double of my longest relationship. because I would have a lot of short relationships that weren't working and stuff. And then when I did the work on myself, I had a 3.5 year one, and we only separated because she was going overseas. Sorry.
Well, you don't have to tell me why you separated, but what I'm trying to get my brains and a clear understanding is, when you put in the work, we can't just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk, and we got to feel the feels. Yeah. So we have to be in those feelings, and I'm glad that you learned from that. Whatever reason is that you had to separate, that's irrelevant. But as long as you learn and evolve and grow from that and become more tender, that's great. Because I want you to be in love. You're a handsome dude. Absolutely. What?
You're very smooth.
Some woman would just, I'm telling you, just swoop you up and cook your dinner. Yes, they would. So how is the life down there in Australia? I won a trip to Australia with Ellen DeGeneres. Yes, I did.
Oh, did you? Yes, I remember when she came out to Sydney. Yes.
Yes. There in Melbourne. And let me tell you, quite the party.
Yes. Yeah.
Sydney is very similar to San Diego.
Oh, yes.
Have you
I
been
was actually supposed to be in LA and San Diego in 2 weeks' time, and it's been cancelled.
What? And I was supposed to be on a cruise ship to Italy on the 9th of March.
Oh, my God. Of all places, Italy.
Of all places. And it had been on my life list forever.
Yeah.
I'm like, who does that?
Yeah.
But I think by the grace of God, so it's crazy. So let's start. So this is a very real and raw conversation. Now, have you ever dated outside of your race?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep, long time ago. It's been a while, but yes.
And so was it exotic to you? Was it, did you do it for the challenge? Did you just find that you really like that person? What drew you to someone outside of, a Caucasian Australian woman?
No, it was just the person themselves. I don't sort of look at them as, they're Indian or American or wherever they're from.
Before I found Mr. Magnificent, yeah, I did. I liked a rainbow. Oh my goodness. I've, dated before I got married. A lot of frogs till I found a prince. Yeah. And I look for the exotic ones. And the only reason why I ask you that is because, you know what, that is very trying when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
Different ethnicities being accepted by the culture, being accepted by the family, being accepted by the kids.
Yes.
And it's a different element. So do you talk through that with your clients as well?
Yes, because that does happen a lot. It's amazing how many times outside influences, especially family, affect a relationship. And it's a lot of the times it comes down to cultures and backgrounds of where they've come from and how they see things differently to their partner. And there's a lot of issues, but it's working through that and getting an understanding. If they can understand how you think and you get an understanding how they think, then it starts to work a little bit better. But you can't just sort of go.
You know what? But Jayson, it's the outside influence of all that noise. Your mother-in-law and the sister-in-law and the cousin. Everybody's got to chime in on it, So how do you work with your couples to help them deafen that noise from those outside influences and just really connect with one another? How do you do that?
A lot of the times, they've exactly what you've said is virtually you've got to bring it back to the two of you, because that's the reason why you're there in the first place. You've got to get back in touch. And with what's going on in the world right now, it's probably the best time to do it, because you can't go outside. You can't go and mix with other people. So it's time to get back in touch with each other and communicate better. Communication's the biggest downfall with so many people. I do a little exercise sometimes with couples where I get one person to explain something and I get the second person to repeat back what the first person. And 80% of the time, it sounds nothing like what the original person says.
I know.
And it's getting back and just focusing on you, because at the end of the day, you can have, as you said, the sister-in-laws, mother-in-laws, brothers, cousins, uncles, dog next door, not happy with what you guys are doing. But at the end of the day, they're part of the relationship, but they're not in the relationship. It's between the two people themselves.
And Jayson, I say consider the source.
Yes.
You got a sister-in-law that's never been married. You
Yes.
have a mother-in-law that's very controlling. You know,
Yes.
you have to consider the source, and you have to do that. But let me ask you another question. What do you think, with all this kerfuffle with the Me Too movement and all of that, how does a man approach a woman these days without feeling like he's going to get his eyes scratched out?
You have no idea how often that gets asked, and even vice versa. You know, women are like, I'm going up to guys, and they're standoffish and they're not really giving much back. And I'm like, well, because it's at a point where look, it's always been a difficult thing for men to approach women, because I'm going to be straight up right now. Women are the stronger sex when it comes to.
No shit, Sherlock.
A guy is going to do more to be with that woman than the woman will be with the guy. And it's not the woman's, not putting the effort in or anything like that. It's just that we will do whatever we need to do. But at the same time, you've got to, and it is starting to happen. Men are starting to listen to what you women call intuition, or listen to your gut, which is finally starting to take shape. And it's like, don't rush in, but just be yourself. Don't go up and go, hey, ladies, have I got a deal for you? No. You just walk up, hey, how you doing? Just be casual, and if you,
But that used to be so alluring, and that was so sexy when somebody had a little growl and a roll, and you put on perfume and the art of batting your eyes and sitting there with your shoulders back and your head.
Yes.
There's an art to flirting.
Yes.
It's a seductive dance.
Yes.
Why are you doing it through the computer and sending pictures of your genitals on your cell phone? Who in the world? That does not turn me on.
I tell you now, from a guy's point of view, I don't even like the look of my own genitals. I don't know how you guys put up with it. That's for sure. They are an ugly looking thing, seriously.
Yeah, and that's the term I use. They're bumping their uglies, because they are some ugly
exactly.
And on both sides.
Yeah.
But again, it is just a different time. It's a different world. We are evolving into a different species, I do believe.
Yeah.
We're moving into a different synchronicity with the universe. We are being warned right now, that the earth is not happy. There's been earthquakes since this occurred. The coronavirus, nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
People were at home with their kids. They didn't know that their kids, how bad their kids was at school.
Yes. They're finding out the hard way. They're finding out what the teachers have been dealing with for months.
It's causing parents to be more creative. It's causing us to really pay attention to what's in our pantries and eating right.
Yes.
It's how the hell invest in some toilet paper and some paper towels.
How expensive is a roll of toilet paper these days to people? It's like gold.
I know. Now, are they doing that in Australia? Are they running around?
You would not believe. This started about, I reckon, 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I had no idea. I got an IGA, which is like a small supermarket across the road here on the other side of the station. And then I've got a Woolworths, which is like a Walmart for you guys, 2 streets across. And I just got home from work one night and I walked in and I had my headphones on. I'd got off the train and I walked into the IGA, and the guys at the counter like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey. And then I went to turn down an aisle, and I was just going towards the free trial. The guy turns around and he goes, tissues? And I went, pardon? He goes, tissues? And I went, no. He goes, toilet paper. And I went, no, milk. And as I'm walking down the aisle's bare. And I'm like,
wow.
Isn't this where all your toilet paper is? And they're like, yeah, we're out of it. And I'm like, is that why you were asking me? He goes, yeah, because everyone's coming. I went, oh, okay. Didn't know anything about it because I don't watch a lot of TV. And
you know what, Jayson? You know what?
Next morning, turn the radio on, and they're talking about toilet paper. And I'm like, what's going on? And I went.
Let me tell you why they're talking about toilet paper. Because their relationships are full of shit.
I said that about 2 weeks ago, and there must be a lot of people that are going through some shit right now because there's a hell of a lot.
Right. And so they need to clean it up, and that's why it is what it is.
I'm glad they're going back to these. I'm glad they're going back to card games and board games and stuff. The amount of people I've seen online doing that is fantastic.
I just played dominoes with Mr. Magnificent.
Oh my God! How dominoes?
And tonight we're going to play backgammon. Do you remember how people used to have backgammon boards everywhere you went?
Yeah.
So that's fun. And I don't want to play online. I want to play with a human being. And I encouraged some parents, one of my coaching clients. She thought she was slick. I said, I have some homework for you. And she said, what? Well, she has some issues I can tell around money and manifesting money and understanding what money is used for. So what is her assignment? Is to play a game of Monopoly with her son.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
And I said, I want to know how many times you went to jail.
I want to know how many times you flipped the board up and walked away.
Exactly. I want to see how many houses you have stacked on there. So she was like, oh, God. I said, well, go ahead and dig it out. You know? Yeah. So you have just been so wonderful to do a spontaneous brains. I don't have no makeup on. I'm sitting here.
You look fantastic, April. You look
I was just sitting here, and I just love Jayson Mair.
Thank you.
You know, following me on Instagram, that means a lot to me, brains. You just don't really understand. You can follow anybody, you know, but you choose to follow me. You choose to walk besides me. You're not following me. You're leading me a lot of times. You're elevating me. You're motivating me. You're encouraging me. That's why I'm on the edge, okay? The edge doesn't mean that I'm uptight. That means that I'm sharp, that I'm pointy, that I'm edgy, and I'm always looking for great people like you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're too smooth. Too smooth.
So tell my brains how to get in contact with you, Jayson Mair.
Yep. You can reach out to me on Facebook. If you just look me up on Facebook, Jayson Mair Coaching, which is JAYSONMAIR on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as Simplified Relationships, because that's what we're doing, trying to simplify all the complications. And also JaysonMair.com. All
right. So I hope that this all worked out, because this was really random, brains. I mean, you know, here I am with that wild hair up my ass again. Instead of getting some tweets and plucking it out, I just kind of twerked on it. So I did a spontaneous interview with Jayson Mair. I just adore him. I do. Thank you so much. Go back and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, Mixcloud. Follow me to the moon, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, Jayson.
Thank you, April. Been a pleasure.
Stay on afterwards and don't record. We can have the after conversation.
Exactly. Will do.
All right.
Thank you.